Hello, everybody. We're not live yet. Hello. All right. So we're live. It wasn't showing up on my EQ, so I couldn't see it. All right. Now, everybody has to have one technical glitch as they start. No, maybe not. Good morning to everybody. Welcome aboard the weekly Disney news recap here at the Detroit Disney Duo, and it is noon, and it's time to talk about the news that's been going on all week. So if you are not a subscriber and you're just getting here, go ahead and mash that subscription button. That will help us out quite a bit here, and hit the like button. And if you're watching the replay, the same thing for you. If you can support us, go ahead and hit the subscription button, the subscribe button, so you get notified when we go live, and like the video. We appreciate it very much. And so this is the weekly Disney News recap, and it is a new. I talk about the Disney news from the past week, from Sunday to Sunday, and it alleviates you from having to follow all of the news that comes out. I mean, I'm sure you'll hear about all sorts of stuff throughout the week, but I want to discuss all the news that happens this week to recap it. In case you were doing something else that was more important, or watching live streamers that kept you from really diving into it, and taking a lot of your time from the bombardment of Disney news. I don't want to say bombardments. There's a lot. The news at Disney is always, as they say, fluid. You know what I'm saying? It's always changing. Always changing. There's always new stuff happening, whether it be construction or what's going on now with the pandemic of the virus, or whatever the case may be. Something is always changing, because there's more than just pandemic news. I'm just saying. So anyhow, welcome everyone. Good afternoon. It is past the noon hour, and we're doing well. We're doing great this morning. Today is the 28th of June. Next week will be July the 4th, on the weekend, on Saturday, and then the 5th of June is when we will be doing this show again at noon. Same YouTube channel, same YouTube website. Anyways, we will be here. Okay, so we have several things to talk about. I'm going to turn down this fan. I don't know if it's even making it. No, I don't know. It's kind of hot in here. It's hot everywhere in the United States, by the way. It is I don't know what the temperature is right now outside, but I could definitely say it's probably a hot one. It's it is July. Okay, so right now it's 79 degrees. I guess it could be hotter, and whatnot. And it's the humidity level is 54, which is way less than if you're in Orlando, because I know it's hot and humid in Orlando. Okay. With that said, thanks for showing up and also watching the replay here. A lot is happening. So we're going to go over the first items that I have here. Let's put on the reading glasses. The reading glasses right here. Okay. All right. So, we should really turn on some lights, but that's okay. This first one is the Actors Union is asking Disney to delay the Florida parks too. If you did not know, the news has been that in Disneyland, California, the Actors unions. Several of them, including also food workers and other union workers, or workers represented by unions, have petitioned and also had talks with Disneyland about trying to delay the Disneyland is going to delay Disneyland opening. So they had some talks and they have come to an agreement that out in Disneyland, and I'm suspecting this will be the exact same case in Orlando because it's panning out to be the same, that that they're going to give one of the things is that they're going to be giving cast members who are within 6 feet or very close to the guests face shields, on top of the already face masks. As you know, and I have seen in action, that there is lots of cleaning going on, like quite a bit of it. They're cleaning everything. They are doing a great job with that. But they've told in California, they said, listen, we're going to have cast call. If you don't feel like you want to come back, don't come back to the first cast call. We'll have another cast call. So let's say I'm just saying they want you back by July the 7th or something, whatever it is, to get ready for the 15th or whatever the date is for the first cast call. They call you, ring a ding ding, come back. And you're like, I'm not going in. I don't feel safe. Well, you could wait to the second one. Now, when they call you on the second cast recall for Disneyland, that means that you're going to have to go, or you're going to have to take a leave of absence from Disney, have a doctor's note, right? Or something to that effect. You're not going to be able to, they're just going to replace you after. Well, if you're not on an approved leave of absence, or you're not out on disability or something like that, they're going to continue on without you at the second cast call, which who knows when that will be. Maybe that will be when things get a little bit busier, when they think they need you, because the first cast call, if they're calling everybody back, I'm saying, come back, everybody, come on, everybody back to the chopper. No, I'm just joking. All right, if they call everybody back, then they may not need everyone, because the levels of the crowd may not be that big. But maybe here's another thing, right? What if they offered them, hey, you know what? If you're worried about the crowds, you can work after hours cleaning up, sanitizing, doing all the stuff, the preparation for the next day on the evening shift, when it's least amount of having to worry about being exposed to something. I'm just saying that's my thought on it. Maybe they should offer that to some of the people. Just putting that out there. We'll come back to that. Let's see here. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So Disney has let's see here. There's some more news here. I got lots of news today. I got several sheets. Okay. I was reading a story about on the Disney Food blog, and they this was put out on the 21st, last Sunday, and it talked about, and it got the title, was what got me. It's limited release merchandise, Disney and third-party masks, construction updates, and more. What got me was the limited release merchandise at the World of Disney. Remember, in the beginning, they said they were not going to have any limited releases because they didn't want to have any crowds, nobody is standing in line, not a lot of people having limited releases. Well. Then they said that the store opened an hour earlier on the World of Disney, and that they had a limited release of Mickey Mouse Summertime Fun Magic Band. And some other stuff. I guess World of Disney is, well, is going to start having these limited releases. I don't know if they're going to be airs, or maybe they're going to start just going back to having the releases of these, what I call fashion sets of items. You get the ears and the bag and the, and whatever else, everything, the lineup. Like right now, it's the American lineup for 4th of July, the patriotic set, or whatever I think they're calling it, whatever. And then before that, it was the rainbow set for LGBTQ, for Pride, and they had the rainbow set. These sets that come out all of the time, they're always changing. They always have something new, and then they have limited release stuff, like only for a limited amount of time you can get this. Come now. It's like, so I guess they're going to do those, but they're going to, I don't know. We'll have to see if people are really going to stand in line to get this stuff. I personally think they should just do it online. Now, people will still be complaining, I was not able to get online and get the limited release items on the day because they were sold out. Yeah. My internet was too slow. Yeah. But they should do that. They should have them online, so everybody who is not at the parks has a chance to get them. And then they don't have to worry about the crowd levels at World of Disney. They don't have to worry about that. They had the Beyond the Airs, the limited release of 2020. Beyond the Airs, this limited release 2020 pass holder Magic Band featuring Donald Duck made its delightful debut. Yeah. That's interesting. All right. So, that was eye-catching, that news story there. Disney attractions. We'll talk about that. There's been a hotbed of stuff. Really hotbedding. That's been a hotbed. We'll come back to that. Here's an interesting thing. UK travel agency cancels all vacations to Disney World until December. Now, I think I remember not too long ago, maybe a day or so or two ago, that some European countries are banning people traveling to the United States or Florida or whatever, and in the UK, travel agencies are not going to sell you a package to go there until December. So if indeed they're not sending people there till December, are they that might be a good thing, or it could be they're presuming that we're going to be in a world of chaos and craziness. I don't know about chaos, but craziness until December of 2020. So we'll see. December is a long way out, and every week is brings something new, like the news is new. And but they also have been putting out and putting out further and further and further and further the Disney Cruise Line ships and the Adventures. I think it's the Adventures of Disney, where you go on these excursions and little trips wherever, all over the place, and they've been putting those out. So, international travel has taken a great dip, and it's not happening as much. And yeah. Anyhow, so so we talked about that. We talked about the let's see. We talked about the travel agencies. We talked about that. We talked about the union members. Okay. Here's some big time big news. Disney delays Mulan again as movie studios continue to game of weight amid the pandemic. They don't, they were talking about earlier on if they were going to release Mulan and other movies coming up in the future. I just seen one called Pixar has one called Soul. It has to do with music and musicians and African American musician. There's a good storyline to it, and they just released like a trailer for that, just like not like yesterday. So like the AMC in Disney Springs and across the United States, they're very unsure. I mean, they're going to open sometime here in mid-July. Who knows? They might put that off to open, and then they have recliner seats, and and some people do not like those even before the pandemic. And now you have the pandemic, and you have people in recliner seats, and then that means that there's less seating in the theater because they have the So anyhow, the deal is that now these movies may not be coming out as they said they were going to come out in the actual physical movie theaters, and they may Disney has once said that they might be coming out on just go right to the streaming service first, or maybe both at the same time, or whatever the case might be. Personally, I believe, and this is also another hint of what I think is going to happen, right? So Disney has since the Hamilton is coming out, they have stopped with the free preview of Disney Plus, because of I guess Hamilton is really popular, by the way, and the Hamilton movie, a lot of people love it. My kid knows every word to every song in Hamilton. She's a rap it's all some of it's like almost like rap music. She is a lyrical genius, or memorizer. I don't know about, she isn't good at putting lyrics together or making lyrics, but she's good at saying them and remembering them. So anyways, she's great at remembering all the lyrics to Hamilton. And I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see her do the Hamilton, whatever you would. I don't know. I've never seen it, so I don't know. But I heard the songs. So another thing is that I cannot wait for Hamilton. So that's going to be really, really great. So another thing is that anyways, no, they're not giving any free releases to Hamilton or to Disney anymore since Hamilton came out. And that goes to my thought here about this. If they should have movies that will be on Disney Plus, but you'll have to pay for them. Like if you like regular TV, you watch regular TV or regular cable, and then you're gonna have like pay-per-view. I think that some of the movies, when they first start out, instead of just like going, hey, here's something for free, you get it with your subscription, I think since you can't go to the theaters, just put them on like for like $9 or something. That way your entire family, even just for $9, can go ahead and watch the great Hamilton movie or the Mulan, and Disney is still making money at it. I think that is what should happen. In my opinion, I think that would be a great idea. I think that would be rather awesome stuff. So, there's a lot of stuff going on. So that's what's going on with that. And on top of the streaming, also I just read an article just saying that ESPN and Disney is starting to try to get all sports, because they have lots of sports on ESPN. They're trying to there's talk now that they're going to make a lot of sports available on streaming services. Now, I am a PGA golf fanatic, right? And I believe that having such sports, it would be really, really awesome to have on streaming. PGA is already streaming. They have the PGA online, and I think that's something really, really cool. And I think that would be something that's great to get all of the sports on streaming now, because there's a lot of people that just don't have cable service. They just, everything's streaming. You can get, you can get everything. NBC has their streaming service. ABC has their streaming service. CBS has a streaming service. Your cable provider might even have their own streaming service. HBO, Showtime, Disney. There's streaming service for almost everything, and I also see a move away from what I call these third party to movie studio deals. So what I mean by this is this, right? Netflix, for instance, owns or they don't really own any movies. They don't own them. They contractually have them in to show them on their service, right? So they, for instance, they have Disney movies that are there contractually that they're paying for to air on over the stream on Netflix for a certain amount of time. What I see in the future is these movie companies and production companies that make stuff like NBC and whoever else, CBS, ABC, which is Disney. I kind of see them conglomerating all together individually and keeping their stuff in like a vault, at their own streaming service, like they have been, like HBO, who's also New Line Cinema, who has all of the Harry Potters and whatnot. They're keeping all of their stuff. So if you want to see the content that they've created, you have to go there. You just aren't gonna be able to go to like Netflix or Hulu and watch that content over there anymore, because they're reeling it back in. So you have to come to them to watch it, and I think that's a good thing. That way, hey, you're like, I want to watch all the Paramount movie videos. I don't know who owns Paramount, but I'm just saying. So I think that's the future of streaming, in my honest opinion. But they're going to have sports. I think CBS has sports. You can watch golf and all the rest of the sports that CBS has on theirs. Why not bring ESPN Sports over to Disney Plus, conglomerate together? Right now, when you get Disney Plus, you can get add-on. They get ESPN differently. I think what also is the thing is that when you have two different streaming websites owned by the exact same company, eventually they're going to have to combine together, because it saves on bandwidth and the company doesn't have to have all these different servers and stuff like that. And maybe I'm wrong about the infrastructure, but me and what I do for a living is something similar. And I think that they would be cracking down just to save money to combine the sites. But who knows? Maybe it's just the way that front facing of it. Maybe just you can have it separate and then all have everything in one place. I could be wrong. The Orlando. Okay, never mind. This is just about the Orlando Magic. The schedule for the Orlando Magic team. I don't know why. Anyways, that's all this is. I thought it was all of the teams. I did see something very interesting and very cool yesterday on the Facebook, that the Grand Floridian is being restocked and with new mattresses for that are extra long and extra big, extra huge mattresses. I don't know if they'll be keeping them in the rooms after the fact that the NBA guys are gone. But you'd be like, yeah, I slept in. So did some of those NBA players. I was here. I slept in the same spot. That could be a thing, But needless to say, they've ordered these ginormous mattresses that are probably over, they're probably 7 feet long, really big for them. That's going to be that's going to be interesting to see what they do, how they fit those mattresses on those beds. I'm sure it will all work out. I'm not going to talk about this. I was going to talk about the news about the Splash Mountain and the and now the Jungle Cruise that people are talking about. I'm not going to talk about that kind of stuff on this channel. Here's why. Here's why. Some people want to talk about this. Some people don't. Some people, have different opinions, and that's not what this channel is about. My channel has taken this channel here. This channel, the Detroit Disney Duos channel, is about relaxation and less drama and talking and not having big debates. And I know some other YouTubers, they like to, they don't, it's a topic that is going to be discussed within the community and it's no doubt that's going to happen. But just for those viewers who do not want to participate in such said dramas, or have a clash of opinions and just want to relax and listen to the rest of the news, you can come right here. I'm not going to go on a tangent and or a diatribe about the issues of the Splash Mountain and such here, because you can find plenty of places online to talk about that. But those are topics that have been talked about this week. The Splash Mountain and now the Jungle Cruise being redone. I will not go into anything more than just mentioning them. So let's see here. What else? Okay. So we talked about the cast members getting face shields. There's been the union is still in Disney World. The union is still calling for the closure of Walt Disney World. There's been no news saying that there's been an agreement with the Walt Disney World union yet, but we'll have to see what happens. All right. Let's see here. Also in the news, which we already knew, was the state of Florida is suspending alcohol consumption at all bars, including including all of the beer and the alcohol that's like in Disney Springs. So I did see that Nate, Paging Mr. Morrow, had a beer, and I watched that video like 4 hours before the announcement. I guess that was his last beer in the Springs. Anyways, so the interesting thing is that I hear Universal still offering beer. Everybody should go there, except it's butter beer. Dun 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 dun. Okay, bad joke time. Okay, so anyways, the Actors Equity Guild from Disney World is asking for that. The NBA, some of the players, before they even come to the so-called bubble in Disney World, have been tested positive. I don't know if they have to stay at home now and not come to Disney World. That's a good question. Will positive tested NBA players not be allowed to play or even come or show up to the bubble? And how will that affect teams that are playing that are COVID free, throughout the tournament? I guess it's almost like a guy, hurting his hand or whatever happens to the NBA. But, overall, the NBA is not one of those sports where, people break things like football, where they have a injured players list, and you're out for several weeks. This is, these are guys who are just there they play a ton of games throughout the year and hardly ever get hurt. So yeah. It's going to be interesting. I mean, those teams are probably not used to having somebody sitting out for a couple of weeks for whatever. It's going to make it interesting. And a couple of weeks, you can't go without somebody for 2 weeks and then have them come back, because you could lose that week, because they're doing it almost like a tournament, so it's going to be critical that they're there. We'll see. Let's see here. We talked about the Actors Union. Disneyland Paris is beginning to reopen on July the 15th. Let's see here. If you did not know that, I'm reading ones from, this is all from Facebook that I saved. What I do is I go to Facebook. I'm going to have to go over one day. We're going to, in the near future, I'm going to, in the middle of the week, I'm going to be making a video discussing exactly how I get all of the news. I made a video about that, but I want a more extensive video to show you guys exactly how I go about getting the news and where I go to and stuff like that. And the way I do it, it makes it so you could just go back and review it at a later date. I mean, you can see the headlines, but you can read the details later on. Yeah, the Disney Spring. Let's see. Yeah, so it's been a really great week as far as seeing people go visiting the parks. The Orlando parks, or Universal Park. I guess that's been getting really, really busy. I don't know how Disney's going to be. I'm sure that they have a better. Hopefully, they'll have a better idea about how to cut down the crowd. There is a huge difference, though, about the system that Disney used versus Universal, where it's like a free for all. So at Universal, it has been a complete. It's open to everybody that wants to go there. It's not divided into different groups like Disney just did with the reservation system for the park. They didn't just have like X amount of number with people with hotel resorts, X amount of pass holders, X amount of people that aren't pass holders, or such and such, right? So I think that the number of people that are going to be going to Disney parks it will be less crowded at a Disney park than it will be at Universal Park, because at Universal, they are allowing just everybody to just go and show up as they want to. And then I don't know how they even keep track. I mean, do they have like somebody at the gate going, yeah, just mashing one of those buttons, I don't even know if those even go up. Those clickers go up to even how many, people they can allow in. Yeah. So remember to subscribe to the channel. If you can please subscribe, give us that support. Also, I am one of the coaches for Pete McDivitt's Thursday night NFL watch party. I will be, I think it's week 9 or something like that, or game 9, which I don't know which week that will be coming up. But anyways, and I was just there last week. It was great to be on the show with great people, Myers and the Mouse, and Pete and everybody else that was, and also Carlos. He was a great guy, and Dole Whip Dad Jeff, and Kelly from Myers and the Mouse. Who else was there? And Dale, a great guy. Pete's a great guy. So all of them are great people, and it was great to be on that show, and I really appreciate them having me on, talking about sports, football, and Disney. It was a great time, and I will put a link. You will be able to watch it. I'll put a card. You'll be able to watch it up in this section over here. Oh, right here. So, anyways, and I'll come back and I'll edit that. So, anyways, that is about it for now. It has been it's been a short one, 34 minutes. What I want to do is I want to this show here. I want to develop this show to also have you have a roundtable of guests eventually. So if you're interested, you should contact me via YouTube, put a comment or something like that. Let me know if you're interested. Catch me on Instagram. Catch us on Instagram, Detroit Disney Duo, Twitter, the Detroit Disney Duo. Let us know in the future if you'd like to be a guest on this show for talking about news Sundays at noon, always. And we can start the roundtable, the news roundtable, kind of like one of those roundtables on Sunday morning. Meet the press or something. I'm just joking. But we would be like Eat the Disney. Anyways, news, music going on. You got it. Anyways, talk to you guys later. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching. And if I missed any news, it's always changing. That's the way it is in the world these days. Oh, as always, it's always changing from 1 minute to the next. And hopefully next week we'll bring you some really great, interesting, hopefully things will be good news, good and better news, more uplifting news. And I think what I'm going to start trying to do is look for some inspiring good things from that have to do with Disney. Good stuff, positive things, positive news. Also, that's also going to be looking out there for. So scouring the internets, the interwebs. For now, talk to you guys later. Over.